Welcome to the Singletrack Session number 69 of the TrailManners podcast. Our last Singletrack Session of 2017.
Yep.
We're getting a little late post on this.
Right.
Joel just traveled back from Christmas break.
Yep.
But as a trooper as he is, he jumps right on the microphone. So we'll record the show. This is almost live. It's Thursday, December 28th.
Yep.
10:16 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully we'll have this launched in a few hours.
Yeah.
Depends on all my Christmas returns.
Exactly. How many times you got to go to the post office to mail out $5 T-shirts?
Oh, I only have one thing to mail out right now, and it's going to wait till at least tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
But, hey, new studio.
Yeah, new old studio.
New old studio. We're bringing back, it came back around, just like all fashion. So we are back at Bomber Studio, but we're at the, I don't say original. Is it
It is the original
okay.
one.
So this is the original Bomber Studio.
Right.
Huge.
It's massive.
A lot of lighting.
Oh, the lighting's gorgeous.
Yeah, and we still have some pretty good views. I mean, we got some hills, some snow.
Yeah. I mean, from this angle where we're sitting, you can see the Hill Air Force Base. Not much is going on out there right now. But I think when the weather warms up, we can go out in the patio and do it out there and have a view of Chin Scraper.
And we could do it on one of the rowing machines or something.
Yeah, I sold those.
Oh, good, because I didn't like those.
Yeah.
I got a great view. I'm looking at a blue and white wall with a fire alarm on it.
Yep.
Because I didn't turn around, which I probably should have done. But yeah, hey, Merry Christmas. It's over. 3 days post Christmas Day. And you were in
North Kakalaka.
And it was cold, right?
Well, compared to Utah, no.
You said it was like the 60 degrees?
Yeah, that first day was way warm,
So
man.
you're just rocking in the mankini.
Crazy warm. For a hike in the woods, I'm like, I am not ready for this at all. Didn't bring any shorts.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just hiking around in Levi's?
Totally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So people are taking pictures of. Look at this guy.
Well, what's crazy is the trails out by my parents' house, nobody goes on them.
Really?
Nope.
And pretty good trails?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
A little scary back there.
Really?
Yeah.
A little spooky.
Little hill bobs back there.
And
So you
Blair
look
Witch.
like
And
total mix between Deliverance and Blair Witch. Yeah, straight up. We hiked back to this old slave cemetery.
oh, my gosh.
That's right next to this abandoned gold mine.
Holy cow.
Just kind of checking that area out. And the gold mine, the slave cemetery, is on private property, and I guess you really shouldn't be on it. And the guy that owns it came out there.
Uh-oh. With shotgun?
I was a little nervous, to be honest, because he came out with this old beater Ford truck and just tearing shit up. Like he was running from the cops. It was Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is like out on his property. He doesn't care. And he didn't say anything to us, and so we just kept on going.
Nice.
Over by the gold mine, he goes, "You guys need to get in there." And I'm like, "So
Yeah.
you can kill us? What's going on?"
Free hugs inside.
Yeah, he's like, "Now there's a bat in there." I'm like, "Yeah, I know this trick. I'm
Yeah.
not falling for that."
This is the third time I've tried this one.
Yeah, exactly.
was
So actually, I did go in the gold mine and look at the bat. It was
Did
a
you?
cool little bat. There was about 5 billion mosquitoes in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So plenty of bat food.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. There was only one bat though.
Huh. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it was
They
scary.
don't hang out by themselves, do they?
Yeah, well, you were talking about the bat. I was talking about the hill bob that
Oh.
was inviting us into the gold mine.
He was just running moonshine. That's why he was speeding so fast.
Well, what's funny is he had a couple buddies with him there out there, and one of them had like straight up like Crocodile Dundee knife on his side belt.
Nice.
I'm like, yep, I see how this is going down.
Okay, we're on the count of 3, run, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll distract him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good Christmas, though?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got pounded Christmas Eve with snow.
I saw that. I came back to that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, lots of snow on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
I'm still
so
digging out from it.
Kids were happy. We had a neighbor that snowblowed our pathway
Nice.
in the morning, so that was kind of nice. So I got to
Yeah.
go give him some like cheddar popcorn or re-gift something, I guess. Yeah, Christmas is over. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everything got what they wanted. A bunch of stuff.
If you didn't, we still got a couple things in the TrailManners store.
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
TrailManners stores loaded, race registrations, all kinds of fun stuff.
That's right.
We even got a sweet little care package. Christmas
did.
Eve, it showed up on my door.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was
Hand delivered from Vermont, right?
I wish. Holy cow, we had like 25 of my wife's family in our home.
Oh.
And it was packed, and the door, somebody just started banging on the door, and I'm
Yeah.
like, another one? Like, I thought everybody we invited showed up, and
Right.
I was dropping off a package, and I was going to open it. But I'm like, wait a minute. This is
Right.
25 people.
Yeah.
I have an idea what's in this box.
Yep.
I'm going to open it. somewhere else.
Yeah, on the down low.
Yeah, but we got a Christmas card from Santa and a Vermont elf.
Mm-hmm.
Some Heady Topper 4-pack.
It looks pretty good.
And for the record, I gave you 2 this morning.
He did.
Okay, for the record.
He gave me 2.
Joel got 2.
If it was chocolate milk and cheese curds, you would have kept it.
I would have said, man, I think someone came by and dropped some stuff off, but the animals got to it before I opened the door. But yeah, thank you so much for the Heady Topper. I cannot wait to tie into that when I
wasn't going to have a beer tonight, but now I'm going to have one.
Yeah, I'm going to turn my new Amazon Fire Stick on my TV to a fire.
There you
sit
go.
There and you know,
like
on
that.
my TV and have my Heady Topper tonight.
Hmm.
But yeah, Christmas is come and gone.
Did you get anything good?
I did. Man, I got a lot of good stuff. I got a wood burning kit that I've been looking at.
Okay, that sounds scary.
So I can start making pretty things on wood designs.
Yeah.
So next year's Christmas presents to people will be homemade. Save me some coin.
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting. Yeah, I got some cool shirts. Too much candy, as always.
Mm.
But yeah, it was a good Christmas.
Right on.
Yeah, I got some wireless headphones, so now I can run without wires.
Oh, yeah.
Try those out.
Let me know how those work.
Yeah, I'm excited to test out. But it was a good Christmas. Kids got spoiled.
Of course.
It's just kind of nice to relax and not have to worry about anything. We had 2 days of parties, though, back to back. We had my wife's family over the one night, and the very next night we had my family over,
Oh, man.
which was a lot more low key.
Right.
My family was a little bit smaller, plus they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't have a lot of little kids running around, have a snowball fight in my house, actually, on one night.
Gotcha.
That got a little out of
Yeah.
control, but a lot of fun, though, just to see family. You get to see them once or twice a year, so that worked out. Didn't do any running. Was kind of fighting a head cold, little congestion the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was right there, and I could feel it when I wake up
Right.
and when I go to sleep, and so I was just fighting that. So I didn't get out and get to do any running, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, Christmas was good. A lot of happy people that we know around. But yeah, the other thing we did while you were gone is we opened up a new event.
Oh, that's right.
We weren't going to open it up. I thought, what the heck, let's throw it out there.
Right.
It's open now. It's the Salomon Snowcross event, which is new for us.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than what we're used to putting on. Obviously, by the name of the event, we were working with Salomon.
Right.
The race is going to be on February 24th,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a duathlon. We talked about it a little bit.
Yep.
So you're going to do some ski laps on skate ski or classic ski,
Yeah, so 5K.
and which you can actually, if you don't have some, we'll have some there for free.
Yeah, but you need to register for that beforehand.
And click the box that says yes, so we know.
Right.
And then you have a transition zone, and you check on your running shoes and take off on a nice little snow run in the mountains.
Or if you don't want to run, you can have a partner.
Yep, so it can be solo, you do it all, or team,
Right.
which means 2.
I think this will be a fun event.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's open for registration. We'll have a link here in the show notes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. There's going to be chili and hot cocoa at the finish, something a little different. But, you know, the big thing, it's not going to be a huge event. So what it's really going to be good for is people wanting to try stuff out.
Exactly.
Right? Kind of introducing them to either running in the snow or what I'm looking forward to, throwing on some skinny skis and
I
seeing
might
how
have to
I
get
can
up there
stand
this
up.
weekend.
Try it out. Well, they got some good snow.
I want to go check it out. I've never skated up there before.
I did many, many years ago.
So I want to go check out what they've got. I know that they just groomed it after the storm.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got the loops groomed in yet. I think they got the main road groomed. So
that'd be fun
go
to
check
head
it
up
out.
there. So that's going to be at the Ogden Nordic Center. They're helping us out there. But for the race, you get an all-day pass, too. So when the race is over, you can go back out and do some more laps or have your family come up. It's going to be 8 a.m. They open at 10.
Right.
So we'll have the first couple hours to ourselves.
That'll be fun.
Hopefully, with a brand new inflatable arch.
That's right.
That we're looking at. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. The registration is open. You could be the first person to register.
Right.
It'd be fun to see you guys up there. And also, let's while we're here talking about race, we'll just talk about the Buffalo Run. It's starting to get some more registrations going.
It's getting real.
Yeah, because it's a 400 cap.
2 months.
Yeah. Little over 2 months.
10
It's March
weeks.
10th.
You got about 10 weeks left to get ready,
Yeah.
which is plenty of time. Flip phone Martinez.
She's registered too.
Did she get officially registered?
I think so.
If not, I'm not going to stop.
It's going to happen.
Until she gets on there and hits that submit button.
No, I don't think she
and
has.
And then I'll
yet.
find somebody else
to go after.
So
if you know us, you better register now.
Pretty
or you're
much.
going to get called out.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go for it. Because we want to fill this sucker.
Well, yeah, it's a fun race.
It's a really fun race. I'll say it every time. It's my first ever trail race.
Yeah.
So I can't help but have this special place for it.
It's a great way to test your fitness in the springtime. It's close to everything along the Wasatch Front. If you don't live along the Wasatch Front, come and visit us.
Yep, we're here.
The hotels are close by. It's easy to drive out to Antelope Island. And Antelope Island itself is really cool.
It really is. It's kind of funny when people that live here, they're like, man, I haven't been out there forever. Or I've never been out on Antelope Island.
I can't believe that.
That's weird, right? If they live here and they've never been out there. Because it's a different everything.
It is.
Right? I mean, you got antelope and buffalo and big bucks and foxes and coyotes and everything roaming around, just kind of hanging out. There's camping spots out there for those brave enough to camp when it's available.
And there's that historic ranch on the south end of the island. It's really cool to explore.
That is neat. Really pretty area, too, with big trees, grassy area. Yeah. It's really pretty. A lot of people do family photos there because it's so cool, right? But, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. It gives you something to look forward to through the winter, especially here in Utah where the snow just hit, so we're going to be having snow for a while.
Yeah, next 2 months.
So it's going to be one of those things where it's something to train for, something to look forward to, something early. Like Joel said, it's 25K. It's great entry level if you've never done something like this. And those that have done it before, man, it's just an awesome course to get after it.
Yeah, test your fitness.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those where you can just get after it.
Yeah.
Like just push it.
Yep.
It's nothing too I want to say hard. That's maybe not the right word.
It's as hard as you want to make it.
Yeah.
How's that?
There we go. Perfect. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Jim's a great race director. Him and his wife Karen do such a good job putting that on with all the volunteers they have. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
Like we'll be out there. So we'd love to see you guys out
capacity.
there. We'd love to see you guys out there to visit, say hi, and just crush it.
Yeah.
Let's get out there for a nice little push, I guess, so to say. Let's skip ahead a little bit from most shows because people heard my pleas, which I appreciate. And so we have some Ask TrailManners this week.
We have 3.
We had 0 last week, and that stung. Like I was like up all Christmas Eve, like writing a letter to Santa, leave with his cookies saying,
you're like, why am I on the naughty list?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I feel like I've done pretty good this year. I'm not going to get into it, but I feel like I've done pretty good this year. So we'll start with, I'm just going to read these word for word, and so we'd love to see more next week as well. So the first one, it's written to the High Priest of Elevation, which I'm digging these comments, by the way.
Accolades.
So here it is. I'm pretty sure that you've already started to record this week's Singletrack Session.
Which we did.
Which we. However, I'm curious if you guys like to use any caffeinated products during races or training runs. Sincerely, Asleep at the Wheel. So that's a good question. Because this is one you see a lot of with people like, I can't do this, I can't do that. When I first started, my first 100, I never even thought about caffeinated stuff.
Right.
But I remember going into the race, and I'm thinking, okay, there's 100 miles, which means I'll be running through the night, through the early morning. What should I do? And someone said, take some No-Dos with you. Okay, this is like 2000, when was it? 8, 9, something like that.
Right.
My first Wasatch.
Yeah.
And they said, and back then there wasn't all this other fancy stuff out. And I'm like, ooh, I've only had No-Dos once.
Right.
And that was when I was driving far, far away.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out so good because I got an upset stomach.
Right.
It hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I hallucinated.
Those are all the things you don't want to happen in the middle of the night.
So I took some with me just in case, but I don't think I used them. But I was super sleepy through the night.
Yeah, that's normal.
But now they've got it in gels.
They got it in everything.
They've got it in drinks.
Gum.
Yeah, Run Gum is a perfect example.
Right.
So I take caffeinated stuff with me on all long races.
Okay.
50 miles. Let me say 50 miles and over, I take caffeinated stuff with me. And long training runs, I do for the simple fact of I don't ever want to try something in a race that I haven't tried on a training run.
Right.
Right? So I have tried Run Gum.
Yeah.
That gives you a pretty sweet little buzz if you're not used to it.
Okay.
It's like chewing gum, so it's pretty easy on your belly.
It's like this direct shot right into the system.
It is. It really is. But I didn't have a crash from it either.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people say with caffeinated products. But now they've got obviously a lot of gels that are caffeinated, non-caffeinated.
Right.
I have to. If I take caffeinated stuff, it's got to be strategic. Right. I can't take like 3 caffeinated gels in a row.
No.
So I think. First of all, let me rewind. If you're going to try it on a training run.
Well, yeah.
Before you do anything else. But I think a lot of it, when you say if you tried it on a training run, how far are you going? you're doing a night run, or you're trying to, have a race coming up, so you're
Right.
going through the night,
Yeah.
and you want to get used to running at night. But personally, I take caffeinated stuff with me. I drink coffee, crazy coffee. So
Right.
caffeine's not this big no-no for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I think
know.
that's where first question is, do you drink coffee already?
Are you caffeinated?
Yeah, are you already caffeinated?
Yeah.
Right, because then the dose or the effect of the caffeine in the product is going to be a lot less noticeable,
Yeah.
right? So I think that just don't overdo it, right?
Yeah.
That's
Just-
probably the safe thing to do is, you get into the aid station and you see a little bit of soda there. It's okay to have a little
Yeah, Coke.
if you're used to it.
Yep.
Just don't overdo it.
See, and I'll drink
Right.
coffee at aid stations at night.
In the middle of the night, I like to have a cup of coffee
Yeah.
if it's available.
Yep.
And usually I'll bring one of those Starbucks Vias with me.
Yep.
And I can make a small cup of coffee right then and there
Yeah.
and drink it. And that'll wake me up a little.
Yeah, I think Joel hit it right on the head, though. Do you drink
Yeah.
or do you have caffeine in your
Are you
lifestyle?
caffeinated already?
Yeah. Are you decafed?
Yeah.
If you're decafed, absolutely test it on a training
oh my
run in
gosh,
small
yeah.
dosages.
It could wreck your stomach so fast.
It can, and I
Yeah.
think it was a few years ago, and I'm going to call him out because he wouldn't mind. But Jim Skaggs ran the Wasatch, and I think he dropped it.
Like Big Mountain or Lambs.
Well, it was after Lambs, Upper Big Water, Mill
Yeah.
Creek, whatever, because he thinks he had too much caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, he DNF'd, but he said after a few hours he started to feel better. He's like, I
Right.
wish I would have waited.
Gotcha.
But he thinks he had just too much caffeinated
Right.
product in his
Mhm.
stomach, and it just turned it big time on him.
Yeah. I tend not to have too much caffeine in my gels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're marked on there, caffeinated or not.
They
Switch them
do.
up.
Yeah.
Have one. Because I don't think there's enough personally in a gel to really do that much.
I don't
Maybe
think
if you're
so.
not used to caffeine, maybe.
I mean,
I
if you're
can't
doing,
speak.
like you said, if you're doing nonstop caffeine gels, though, it'll jack you up.
Oh, yeah, for
Right?
sure. Well,
If you're taking 3 an hour and they're all caffeinated, that's like a cup of coffee, probably.
and I think that's partly why I like that new run. Well, it's not new anymore, but kind of new, is run gum.
Right.
Something you can spit out. They
Yep.
have, I think, 3 or 4 pieces of gum in one of those packets.
Yeah, I don't know how much caffeine's in each piece. I can't, or how much caffeine's in each piece. It's not that much.
Yeah, but it's definitely a good
it's
one
just
to
enough
try.
to kind of keep you on this elevated sense, right?
Yeah. Or you could
Heightened.
pop one, and then when that
Right.
kind of dies, pop another one and
Yeah.
chew it.
I don't know, I'd like to try that for a night race. You know what I mean?
I've done run gum
I
when
haven't
I've
tried
driven
it in the evening because right around on 10 or 11 is when I get super sleepy.
at night.
Yeah, right? When you're racing, and that would be nice to have just a little bit right there.
Just a little,
And
little
then a
hit.
couple hours later is when I like that cup of coffee.
Yeah.
There's just something satisfying about having that cup of coffee about 2, 3 in the
The
morning.
smell
right?
of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you
It's
know
just-
what it means.
Yeah, it's like this ritual. Wakes you up.
I'm drinking coffee right now,
I'm
man.
ready to go. I haven't had enough yet today. I need some more.
But yeah, I think run gum would be a good one. I've
Yeah.
taken it when I've been driving late and just kind of chewed it
Right.
and never had a problem. But it also gives you a little minty breath. It
Okay.
has different flavors.
Which is nice to have after you've been racing for 18 hours.
just
and you get
eating
that
sugar.
dog breath. Yeah.
And everything else.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first question.
Okay.
That Ask TrailManners. Second one again is from the same individual, Richard Allen. This one's titled "Sultans of Switchbacks."
Yes.
If you could only eat one post-race meal ever again,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says the same meal after every race,
Okay.
not one more for all time,
Right.
what would it be? Signed, sincerely, fearfully famished. One post-race. This one's hard for me.
I don't have a meal. I have a place where I would eat.
A location.
Yes, a location. It's Yellowstone Garage. Now, see, the Yellowstone Garage used to be in Du Bois, Wyoming. It used to be an old garage. And
Okay.
It had probably the best food I've ever had in my whole life.
Really?
Italian food, right? And I've been jaded since then because no other Italian food measures up to this place. And then eventually they'd moved to Jackson Hole because they needed a bigger place. And obviously there was a bigger market there. And eventually the original owners sold it, retired to, who knows, Tuscany, right? Italy, to live out their lives on.
Some wine.
Yeah, exactly. I do believe, though, recently it was resurrected.
In Jackson?
You can find it just south of Alpine, Wyoming now, and it's called the Supper Club.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Alpine.
So, I mean, if you're leaving Alpine, you make your stop at Melvin Brewery, which you should. You pick up, 6-pack of 2x4. You keep going south, not far past that location. It's on the left-hand side, and it looks like a dump, like some derelict old motel. It's there.
Huh.
That's where I would go for my last post-race meal.
Wow. I mean, you've got it pretty dialed in. I think to me it depends. When are we having this? Are we having this like right when we finish? Are we having it 3 hours after a race? Because that's where
I'm gonna say 3 hours after the race.
Okay, perfect. Because after a race, it usually depends, and I usually don't want anything.
How hot the race has been.
Yeah, right.
If it's super hot, I want no food.
We've tested that.
We have. That's bad news.
At Smut.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Wow, that's a tough one for me. Post race meal again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always. Sometimes I just crave that junk, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like a big old fat greasy burger from
Vaquero Loco.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
But from a non-fast foodie place.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So sometimes it's those little drive-throughs, those drive-ins. You can get some bacon on there, some big old steak fries.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, we had Bojangles like 4 times.
And that's a chicken place, right?
It's a Southern chicken and biscuit place.
Okay.
Their French fries are to die for. Dude, the seasoning on those fries, I can just line that seasoning up and cut it up like I'm doing cocaine lines. Just snort that crap all day long. Holy cow.
Well, Christmas is already taken care of for next year. I think that's me. I like that big old greasy with maybe a milkshake because I could use some sugar. And that's a meal. I'm not talking right after race. Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I crave. And again, there's got to be a beer associated with it for me.
Yeah,
I love a good IPA to wash it down. Mm-hmm. And I'll never say no to deep fried cheese curds, ever.
That'd be a good combination.
Ever.
We'll see if we can get that Vaquero Loco this year.
That'd be solid.
Deep fried cheese curds. That's the finish line.
That's what I would do.
I think we can make that happen.
I'll follow you down that road. If it's
you're gonna be volunteering, why don't you just make that happen?
I don't know how to work a deep fryer.
It's easy.
Actually,
I'll teach you how.
So I have a turkey fryer.
Same thing.
Maybe I'll have to
cheese curd that thing out.
I'll do an internship at Roosters
there
before,
you go.
Right? Talk to Brandon. Just be an intern just for the cheese curds.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And hook people up if I don't eat them all. So you better run fast. And then we have our third TrailManners question. And this is a good one because I got the magazine. I didn't read through the entire article, but I definitely saw it.
Oh, yeah.
As it says TrailManners.
Mm-hmm.
I recently read an article in Trail Runner magazine about the benefits of training with a weighted vest. Right. Now that we are moving into winter, it is becoming more difficult to get the same elevation on runs, and I'm concerned about losing some of my fitness level. So I'm curious on your thoughts on using something like this. Have you guys ever trained with one before? If not, I would love to hear how you keep your leg strength up when the snow gets too deep to run. Thanks, Garth.
So there's a couple ways we can approach this.
Yeah.
One, we can approach it from the local perspective because it's Garth and we know that he lives here and what terrain he's training on. 2, we can look at it from like where Richard Allen's training. Pancake flat, lots of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dreary. Yeah. I think from the local standpoint, from basically the Wasatch Front, basically any mountain town now, the trails are going to get tracked out fast enough that you can still get your running in.
Yeah.
Right? I know for us, Malin's is a good example. It's 2,000 feet of climbing and 2 miles, and that pretty much can be run
all year.
Day after the storm.
Yep.
So you can still get up and do that. It maybe get a little icy, but I think you can work around those icy spots. For those people that don't have that advantage of having a big mountain to go climb, race vest or a weighted vest is a great tool.
Yeah.
Get one that's 15, 20 pounds.
And you're talking about going up with it? Or just running?
I think just running with it. Maybe, I don't know about running too much with it. You have to ease into that, Your body's not used to having that added stress. So you think about your joints, tendons, ligaments, muscles. You don't want to stress those too much right away.
Yeah.
So small dose to start off and then keep adding time and distance and maybe intensity as the weeks progress until you're really used to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know weighted vests, from what I've seen a lot of times, aren't cheap. So what I like to do is come about September, October, I just like to eat more.
Oh,
and I build my own. Plus, I get some insulation, so I stay cooler.
Isn't that the same thing, right? Where you're still spending extra money because you're eating more?
Yeah, but I'm going to eat anyway.
Okay.
This is just a way I can justify it.
All right.
Right? And I don't have to wear it every time. Like, I don't have to get up and see if it fits over my
slowly comes on. So that way your tendons and ligaments get used to it.
Yeah, so it's a slow progression.
Gotcha.
I don't gain 15 pounds overnight, even though it feels like it when I wake up in the morning sometimes. So I work on that.
All right.
That's kind of my winter trick.
Okay.
My problem is I started to put a weight vest on in like 2013, 2014.
Right.
And I haven't taken it off yet.
Oh, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
So that's my problem is the weight vest is easier to take off than my training method.
Yeah.
But I think my training method's more holistic.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Because my body's used to it. It hates
Put it
me.
on the whole body instead of just the vest.
Yeah, I mean, you got it in your legs,
Yeah.
your haunch,
Yep.
kind of everywhere, so it evenly balances out, so you just don't have, you're not so
Evenly
top heavy.
distributed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
like
top
that.
heavy,
Mhm.
so that's why I do it that way. But it's not for everybody.
No.
Um,
What, the vest or your method?
my method,
Okay.
or the vest, probably.
Gotcha.
I guess because I wouldn't put a vest on because when I track up after Joel up a peak, right? We're going up Malins.
Huh.
I've got a big weight vest on compared to what Joel's got on.
Yeah.
Like if he chucked a weight, if we could even our weight out,
Yeah.
it would be a different game.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
Your post hole in a good 6 inches more than me.
I'm watching Joel ahead of me, and he's on top of the snow, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Funk, I'm up to my knee.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
this is ridiculous. Because we used to do that a lot. When we'd ran with a couple local guys.
When we ran.
Yeah, BJ and John.
I
Couple
mean, I'm talking
Twiggies.
just period, like just when we actually ran.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before we started tapering.
Yeah.
But these guys were they could. I mean, they
Oh
were
my
fit
God.
anyway. Let's
Right.
get that.
And
They're
they
younger.
weighed like 105 pounds.
Yeah, so they would head
Sopping
up
wet.
somewhere, and
Yeah.
it'd be like, well, there they go.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, here, you throw this 75-pound weight vest on,
Right.
and let's do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a good question, though. But I think the other thing, and Joel, correct me if I'm wrong, because one of the things I would love to hear how you keep your leg strength up when the snow gets too deep to
Oh,
run.
man. Well, I mean, running in snow is like strength training,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say.
'Cause it's harder.
Because I saw a post from Ty Draney.
Yeah.
He did like a, 5-mile run. Took him like 2.5 hours.
Or
3
hours,
hours.
something like
because
that.
the snow was so deep.
Yeah.
So you're definitely getting more there. But there's also the cross training as well.
Oh, yeah. You got to get in the gym.
You know.
You got to lift.
You got to get in the gym and lift, and a lot of people get on stationary bikes. A lot of people do
Yeah,
vert
that's
on
fine
a
too.
treadmill,
Those are great.
but it's it's kind of the squats,
Lift.
the lunges,
Yeah.
stuff like
Kettlebell
that.
swings.
Kettlebell
Yeah.
swings,
Deadlifts.
It's another
Go
way
for
to
it.
add that in there too. So, and I think that's kind of a key advantage here. Or again, where we're located, skiing.
Skiing's good.
You
Or
know what I
cross
mean?
country skiing.
Yeah.
Skate skiing.
So there's a lot of different ways you can
Mhm.
do that. I mean, I think it's on your own on that weight vest thing. I think Joel touched on it pretty good, but I think there's enough tools out there
Right.
that I don't know if you need a weight vest.
Maybe he's got one already, and that's
Yeah.
or maybe he's got a line on one where he can get one cheap.
Yeah, or just
I
go get a
don't think
puffy
that's-
coat and fill it with lead.
If I had to add a new tool to my set that was going to benefit my running year-round, weight vest would not be one.
Okay, what
Yeah.
would it be? What would be
Probably
your tools?
kettlebell.
Yeah,
You could do so much with that.
you can get kettlebell get-ups, one-arm swings,
Yeah.
double swing,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff.
Squats, lunges, core work.
Little teacup dips,
Yeah, that's
whatever
right.
those are called.
Teapots.
Teapots. I
Teapots.
knew it was something like. It's been a while. So yeah, I think those are good questions for sure. Because I think these are things that a lot of people out there either want to know,
Right.
have questions on, or maybe they have been thinking, especially with Garce just reading. Trail Runner magazine comes out. It's Trail Runner Bible half the time, so people are in it,
Right.
And I wish I would have read through the whole article, but I don't know. Weight vests have never interested me because I just bring my own.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bring your own weight vest. BYOWV.
Gotcha.
So I'm really big into acronyms. So yeah, those are great questions from the TrailManners folks for the Ask TrailManners session. So keep them coming. We
Right.
love to answer those every week because a lot of them are good and we can get stuff out of them too. Because I'd never thought of a couple of these for sure. Post-race meal I could think of every day though. Probably on my way home. Now I'm going to get into we'll hit the Strava people and then we'll go ahead and get into the Woody Footies.
Yeah.
Strava group this week distance Trevor Fuchs 80 mile
Ooh.
80.2.
That's really good.
Run time, Andy Noyes,
Of course.
19 hours, 17 minutes.
Whoa, that's pretty big drop for him. He's usually around 30
I
hours.
think 20 to up.
Maybe the holidays.
Yeah. Probably had some parties. Climbing again. So last week we had climbing that was really off the charts, and that person
Little
messaged me,
suspect.
and they were like, "Yeah, something was going on." With
Right.
He thought it was funny,
Yeah.
which is awesome. He's like, he totally owned it. He's like, "Yeah, I was just running, and something was going on with my Garmin, but it's pretty cool to see." So it was pretty funny. So I was legit. Though this week we have another one. So this one climbing on the record was Jeremiah Breeze, 87,346.
Holy cow! Something was jacked on his watch.
So either he's been crushing it,
yeah,
right, or there's something wrong. So I'm always going to say the next person that's kind of more in the line of realistic in my book.
There we go.
Right, and the next one would be Tara Warren.
Oh, good for her.
16,868.
Dang, that's a lot.
So that's still a lot.
For this time of year, that's a lot.
But Jeremiah.
That's 8 trips up Malin's.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
that
good
is,
math.
That's a lot of trips up Malin's. Maybe that's what half of them were.
Probably.
You know, like maybe 8,000 to 10,000 of it was Malin's.
Probably.
Because it's living right there. So good job on the Strava week. We're at like 340 people on that page. Whoa. We'd like to grow it to 400 because we're going to do a contest in February.
Okay.
And, let's jump into the next one. I was actually down at my good friends at the Sign Garage before Christmas, like a couple days before.
Yeah.
Paying our bill for shirts and checking out all the cool stuff they were doing. They're getting some woodworking stuff now, which was pretty cool. Made some wood ornaments for trees.
Oh.
Which turned out really cool. They were selling.
That's neat.
That's pretty cool. But, yeah, they were great. I'm trying to talk them into doing some more races because Elizabeth came out and did the Nordic Valley race.
And she had a good time.
And she loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, go check those guys out. They're always coming out with new stuff. It's just so cool. And they, again.
Yeah, if you need shirts for an event, hit them up.
Because everybody loves our shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, man, I wish more races did nicer shirts like this.
I think we can up our game even more with our shirts.
Do you?
I think so.
Joel's loving this, man, upping games.
I think we can do it.
Because we have to up our game in different places every year.
Yeah,
and some
we
of them
do.
are harder than others.
It is. I think that we can still tweak the shirts, get a little bit better shirt.
Got it. So this week for Woody Footies, a lot of good ones. And one of the trends you definitely saw was a lot of snow.
Lots of snow.
Lots of pictures with snow.
Mm-hmm.
Just some really good ones from new people.
Yeah.
Some it looks like they were out for their Christmas Eve runs together, celebrating with jumps and hops and cool scenery and everything else.
Don't get hurt doing your jumps and your hops.
Yeah, because we won't. We gotta.
We're not liable.
Yeah, we don't have a waiver yet, but if you post something, that's our waiver. But we had one this week that was pretty solid.
Yeah. Who was it?
Josyln Volpi, Switzerland.
Oh.
I think it was Mount Bray, BR with one of those little hyphen things.
It was funny. Andrew Giles goes, I can't compete against this.
He's like, how am I supposed to compete?
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. You can't.
Most people can.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Up high in the mountains of a mountain town in Switzerland. It was like the island out in the middle of the lake.
Right.
So, yeah, that was our winner this week. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just get those ones that come along.
You get one, you're like, yep, you won.
I'm out.
Yep.
So, Josyln, great photo. Thank you so much for posting it. Switzerland, definitely on my bucket list to go to. We had that talk a couple shows ago.
We did.
Didn't make my top 5, but it's in there, especially after seeing photos like that, too.
Oh, yeah.
And they got chocolate.
Yeah.
And that's real big during the holidays. I got my share.
It's big year-round.
Toblerone bars this Christmas. And the lint balls, the LINDT, not the ones I get out of the dryer.
Linda.
Yeah. I call them lint balls because my kids think I'm goofy anyway. But yeah, congratulations, Josyln. Send me your information. It's coming international.
I know.
But what a solid shot that was. So thank you very much for posting that. You'll see that on the Instagram as we post it. What else we got? I got a touch base. Fantasy football league's over.
Oh, good.
The TrailManners Fantasy Football League was a tight one.
Who won?
10-point difference in the final.
Okay.
And the guy that won, I mean, both guys has had guys that killed it. Brady's Pink Hokas is the team name. That's managed by Trent. He won versus the Last Lions fan, which is Nate. So Brady's Pink Hokas is the first
Nate
ever.
Reese?
Nate Reese, I think, was the second place.
Yeah.
Trent was the first. I think it's Sorensen.
Okay.
Was first place. Brady's Pink Hokas is the winner of the inaugural TrailManners Fantasy Football League.
Now, it's apropos that Trent came in second because he posted.
Trent won.
Trent won?
Yeah, Nate.
Nate came in second. He posted a, what's that thing we do on Wednesday?
Woody Footy.
The Woody Footy.
Joel's time zones got Joel mixed up.
The acronyms are getting me a little confused. The Woody. So he posted something from the Palisades course, and he had a BYU shirt on.
Oh, okay, I see that.
He was disqualified.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see someone posted BYU Pilsner glasses for beer?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that they're making. I'm
What?
like, yeah, right? It
That's
just kind of,
weird.
it is, right? It's like this really nice BYU Pilsner glass.
Well, I can see that. I mean, it's kind of like near beer, basically. A Pilsner is. It's like maybe 3% alcohol if you're lucky, right?
Pilsner's a near beer. I like that. So all you Pilsner drinkers, sorry about that.
We just had to bust his butt there for a little bit for showing that BYU shirt on our website.
But yeah, TrailManners Fantasy Football first year goes to Trent.
Congratulations.
Brady's Pink Hokas. Congratulations. Solid all year. Just, I don't know. Good job. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, not much going on right now.
Yeah, it's kind of that slow season. Got the holidays.
Remember next week, no show next week either.
Yep, next Tuesday there's no show. And then Thursday we're going to probably have a contest, and I'm not going to tell you what it's for.
Right.
But it's our first single track for 2018.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Hey, we'll talk about goals and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Get on the record.
That's what I say, accountability.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. And we're going to let other people chime in, too, to tell us what their accountability is. So
yeah.
And we're at the new studio here.
Back
at Bomber Studio here, where I first started coming in. And remember, when I come in here every time, the biggest thing I remember are tailpipes.
Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore.
That's the first thing that come in, like,
Hey,
sorry.
We'll figure out something that's similar.
Yeah, thanks again for listening to the show. It's been a great 2017. We've had a lot of fun, made some big strides, and we're going to have this over this next week, because New Year's is when everybody, like Joel mentioned, goals, resolution, whatever you want to call them, we'll play the game.
Right.
You don't have to just set them first of the year, but I think it's kind of that clean slate.
Yeah.
Get rid of whatever and start over. But we're going to pay attention to our social media feed on Facebook, because we're going to have some cool things on there. A lot of questions I've already come up with, some ideas to hear from you, the listener, into 2018, because we want to have another solid year. We got more races on the calendar,
right?
And a few other ideas that we have. Some, we'll talk about coming up, some of our races we're doing in 2018. Just so it'd be nice to see a lot of people there, some meetup opportunities. So I mean, that's pretty much it. If you want to jump on board and be a sponsor of the show, let us know for 2018. We're definitely growing as weeks go by, and man, I'm super pumped for a new year. Really, I'm ready to leave 2017 behind and do that start from scratch, clean slate, and see what I can pull off here.
Right.
So everybody please be safe. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Use Uber if you need to. We're going to tie into some heady toppers. Thank you so much,
Amy.
from Vermont, Amy. Other than that, Singletrack Session, number 69, end of 2017. We're out of here. We will see you again in 2018.